really the sky's the limit in regards to what you can put into a feed mixer. If cows will eat it, you can put it in there. So another topic that comes up quite often, particularly with beef cow-calf producers, is what can I put in my mixer? And really, the sky's the limit in regards to what you can put into a feed mixer. If cows will eat it, you can put it in there. And we sold mixers to a very, very wide selection of producers who were using a very wide selection of commodities. Um, I like to think about a vertical feed mixer as being a giant crock pot for cattle. You can put a whole bunch of marginal commodities in, mix them with a few good commodities, and make yourself a ration. So if you're trying to stretch feed, um, save cost on feed, or utilize marginal commodities, straw, slew hay, oat hulls, pea straw, the feed mixer is excellent. A very, very common ration scenario for a lot of our producers is to put in, a couple of real big straw bales and then top off with a few thousand pounds of silage, maybe 2-3 pounds of barley per head, throw your mineral in, and away you go. You've got a ration. And the real advantage to that is, and if you're an experienced beef producer, you've probably seen this in action, is if you take a straw bale out and you go roll it on the ground, or you use a bale processor and you go put it out on the ground, and then say you come back later and put barley on top or you put hay on top, they'll eat some straw, but they're going to sort it because they love the barley and they love the alfalfa hay, or they love the silage, but they don't love the straw. Therefore, you end up wasting quite a bit of straw because they'll eat some, but they'll pick and choose. They'll eat the candy and they'll leave the rest. The entire concept of a vertical feed mixer is it mixes everything you put in there into a completely homogenized ration. Whatever you put in gets mixed up, and when it comes out the end of that conveyor, it's completely homogenized. So if they want to eat the barley, they got to eat the straw. If they want to eat the silage, they got to take their share of the mineral. And they can't sort it. So if you're trying to jam 15 pounds of straw into a cow per day, and you just go set some straw bales out in the field, they're not going to eat it because they don't love the straw. If you mix that in the feed mixer with silage, with barley, with mineral, they're going to eat it. They're going to get their 15 pounds of straw, and they're going to get their silage, and they're going to get their barley. The other thing about this is I feel it really eliminates the dominance issues between cattle, where the stronger, more competitive cows get more and the weaker cows get less. If you put 2-3 pounds of barley per head per day into that mixer, when it comes out the end, as long as they all have equal access to it, they're all going to get their 2 or 3 pounds. You won't have cows that are getting 10 pounds and other cows that are getting none. Same with the mineral. This is a question that comes up a lot. Can I put my mineral in the feed mixer? Absolutely. You can put loose mineral in the feed mixer. This is one of the best ways to feed mineral to cattle. Throw a bag or whatever you need to throw into it, into the mixer. You're now going to get the exact dosage rather than giving them free choice mineral. Rather than giving them free choice, where some cows eat too much, other cows don't eat enough. You figure out what does every cow need. If they each need an ounce, you put that much into the mixer. It mixes up. When it comes out the end, if they're trying to eat that barley, they're trying to eat the silage, they're getting the mineral. You know the weaker, less competitive cows are getting the mineral. You know the cows that need it are getting the mineral. And at the same time, you don't have cows that are pigging out. You don't have cows that are eating 5 times the mineral they're supposed to be eating. And so it's a very, very good way to put mineral into cattle. You can really regulate it and get the exact consumption level that you're looking for. Um, the other thing that I love about with the vertical mixer is it really opens up your commodities that otherwise you wouldn't be able to use. We've kind of discussed straw, and straw is a great thing to feed to cattle as a filler, but there's always been the challenge of getting them to eat enough of it. Well, you've just opened up your options here. You can feed straw, you can feed oat hulls, you can feed screenings, or really anything else you can get your hands on. It seems like every producer every year gets their hands on some marginal stuff, some kochia bales, some bales that were put up a little too tough, some slew hay that maybe doesn't have a lot of feed value. Well, now take that slew hay, throw one poor slew hay bale in there, one good green feed or one good alfalfa. Maybe you have silage, maybe you don't. Mix it all around, create a ration. If they want to eat the good alfalfa, they got to eat the slew hay. And I kind of stepped into it there, but the question always comes up: what if I don't have silage? What if I only have dry feed? Well, over the years, we've actually sold a number of feed mixers to producers who are using exclusively dry feed, haven't been using silage. Um, there's a lot of options there for guys that are only using dry feed. And the common scenario is a guy buys a mixer that's a big enough mixer to hold 2 bales, puts one hay bale in, one straw bale in, mixes them up, or a straw bale and a green feed, or a green feed and a hay, mixes them up. Now it's all mixed and it's in a homogenized ration. Maybe he adds his mineral, maybe he adds maybe he adds some grain or some pellets, and it allows him to stretch the good hay or the good green feed with the marginal straw.